Let's look at our first connective, conjunction. Okay, conjunction, I want you to think of and whenever you think of conjunction, and think of conjunction whenever you think of and. Okay, those are two words. This is the fancy math term for it. This is the kinds of things it means. We'll symbolize conjunctions using this symbol. So this is the conjunction of P and Q. And I'm just going to go ahead and name this symbol and. That will make it easy for us to talk about. If I need that symbol, I can say the word and if you want me to write that symbol, you can tell me to write the and symbol or write and. I could also pronounce this the conjunction of P and Q. But usually we'll be able to get away with just saying and when we see that thing. There are a bunch of words that mean and, right, that basically translate down to and. Of course, and, but, as we saw in the unit about sets, yet, still, nevertheless. Okay, anything that basically means this thing and this thing go together, or I'm trying to say both of these things are true, we'll use the word and, but, yet, still. All of those are conjunctions. Sorry, I got a printer going off behind me. Let's do a little work with conjunction. I'm going to let P be the statement. It is after 9 p.m. And I'm going to let Q be the statement. Tim is in his office. And what we're going to do is we're going to work with that and work on symbolizing and then going from symbols back into words. So let's symbolize it as after 9 p.m. and Tim is in his office. There we go. Okay, so all I need to do to change this into symbols is look at what my P's and Q's are. So I have P as it is after 9 p.m. That's exactly what this says. I have Q as Tim is in his office. That's exactly what this says. And then this is one of those words that means conjunction. So we're going to use the symbol for conjunction. So I would symbolize this statement as P and Q. Okay, real straightforward. P is right here, Q is right here. We're making the and in between them, so we use the and symbol. Okay, let's do another example. So I'm going to keep P is it is after 9 p.m. and Q is Tim is in his office. And let's symbolize, oops, wrong color, you'll never learn that way. It is not after 9 p.m. and Tim is in his office. Okay, so here we have, it is not after 9 p.m. and Tim is in his office. Well, looking at this part, it is not after 9 p.m., that's the negation of P, right? P is it is after 9 p.m., not P is it is not after 9 p.m. Tim is in his office is still Q. This is and, so we still use the conjunction symbol. We would symbolize this statement as not P and Q. Okay, let's do one more. How about it is after 9 p.m. but Tim is not in his office. Okay, it is after 9 p.m. but Tim is not in his office. Well, I see it is after 9 p.m. That's P. Tim is not in his office should be the negation of Q, so not Q. And then we do the symbol and. This statement is P and not Q. Okay, not so bad so far, I hope. Let's go the other direction. So I'm going to give us some symbols, and I want us to write in words. Okay, so how about this? So I see that this is not P and not Q, and I remember that this one's and, or that this one goes with conjunction because it kind of looks like a capital A. Okay, so not P and not Q. So all we need to do is translate those back. So the negation of P should be, it is not after 9 p.m. We need a word for and. I'm always going to use and when I'm translating back, just because it's easy and quick. And then negation of Q, negation of Tim is in his office should be Tim is not in his office. Right, the negation of P and the negation of Q, it is not after 9 p.m. and Tim is not in his office. Okay, one more this direction. Let's do this back into words. Okay, so here notice we've got Q first. Q was Tim is in his office. We've got the and symbol, so and then P second, it is after 9 p.m. Okay, so there's a first little introduction to our first connective, the conjunction, and this symbol, and working back and forth between symbols and our English language.